Alrighty, so we are going to do a career playthrough with Vodka here, Wild Top Gear, Epithet, and we are going to be training her almost like a sprinter with a little bit of stamina mixed in here. So for our legacy characters, we're going to want to choose characters that have both power and speed bonuses. In this case, I have these two, Sakura Bakashin and Haru Urura, and they both have a 42 bonus to power and a 12 bonus to speed. So those are the two that I'm going to choose. If you do not have legacy characters that have these types of bonuses, go ahead, feel free to use one of your guests. You can usually find somebody online that will have a, 9-star power or even a split like this where it's a, 6-star power and 2-star speed. That's what I'm using for both Haru and Sakura here. But, anyways, as close as you can get to these should be more than enough to get you up to that A rank. It is a little bit more difficult with Vodka than some of the other shorter distance runners because she has some long ones sprinkled in there, like the Japanese Derby, and that's a 2,400 meter race, I believe, and ultimately you will need some stamina for that, and that will kind of pull you away from your speed and power training. So we can focus on that kind of early and mid game, and I'll walk us through that. So when it comes to our support cards, you are going to want to choose the best support cards that you have for wit and for speed. So here I have a couple of wit and speed cards. I'm just checking. Yep, so these are the top 3 wit cards that I have. And then for speed, we are going to choose our Kita-san Black as our guest friend card, and then I believe speed, I think Silence here is actually better because she's got special priority 50, an initial gauge of 20, and I believe that's going to be better than what King Halo has. Special priority 45, so 5 less. Initial friendship gauge is a little higher, but it's not significantly higher, so we're going to go with these 6 cards. Start career here. This is a similar build that I did with my Kuren-chan and Sakura Bakashin. If you have seen those videos, they're quite a bit easier to get up to an A rank than Vodka here. She's got just such a strange career path, but we'll make do and we'll get her up to that A rank. I already have her as an A rank. She's not my favorite character, so I haven't really gone through and done a whole lot of her, but this is the method that worked best for me. So we're gonna go ahead and work on these friendship gauges. If they come down to having 2 or 3 on speed and wit, or speed and guts, speed and stamina, whatever. If it's split, we're always going to want to prioritize both speed and power. And when it comes to dialogue options, I like to choose the options that sound as if they will either give us speed bonuses, power bonuses, or energy. I mainly focus on energy because an extra turn is usually better than any bonus you'll get with these dialogue options. So here I have a split skill with Silent Suzuka. We got 2 speed on there. We got 1 speed on here. I'm actually going to go ahead and do the wit training here because I want to get these speed characters up to rainbow as quickly as possible. When it comes down to it, the wit characters are there mainly just to get us some energy back. It does give a little bit of speed training, but not all that significant. We'll get some stamina training in here since, the long name, Uma, that girl whose name I'm not even going to try to say again, she had a skill hint. So we want to get those discounted as much as possible because ultimately the career points that we have will be determined partially by the amount of skills we can purchase at the end of the game. So speed or wit, this time we're going to go for speed. Kita-san Black's getting pretty close to green, and now she's crossed the threshold. Wit training will give, I should know her name by now, but that girl will get a little bit of friendship bonus there. We'll take a rest here. Mothinka Totoku. Muffin Fafakadadar Taru. Alright, so we have 6% chance. We're gonna do the 6% chance on speed. Because ultimately, speed is going to be our #1 skill that we want to be getting as high as possible. We'll do some studying. And I don't like 30s, so we'll do some studying again. And now she's pretty close to rainbow training, and we get a little bit of a bonus with the director there. Shouldn't need a skill for this. We are going to make her a front runner. Early races, junior debuts, front runner, you're always way more likely to get the first place, and we really want to get first place on these A-rank runs that we try to do, because if we don't, then we have to win the maiden race before the next race, and it's just a completely wasted turn. So we have a bunch on wit here, so we're naturally going to take that. Our mood went up, so we're in good mood, so we're not going to bother training our mood by ourselves this time, which is great because that gives us an extra turn there, and it even just went up to great. So, stamina guts, we'll do wit here. Wit level 3. Now, it's good that we're getting quite a bit there, but we would like to get more on speed and power. So we're going to kind of look that way. So silence on speed, we'll give that a go. Long distance running sounds like it'll do stamina. Yep, stamina. We'll train power. Or actually, we'll do wit. She's in green, and we'd like to have her up to rainbow training. That way we can, you know, pray that we'll get 3 on rainbow training. So we got 2 there. 40 bonus to wit. Would really like to be getting these on speed, but RNG can really get you sometimes. So now we have all 3 of them on speed. That's great. Would have been better if they were up to rainbow training, but whew. Alright, so now we have stamina, guts. We'll do power, get her up to rainbow training. So now 2 of our speeds were in rainbow training. I believe 2 of our wit are on rainbow training. I don't like that though. That's too low. I don't want to risk a 35%. So we'll do rest there. And then for this, you know, we could go for the double rainbow, but we really need to get our stamina up, as coming up shortly is going to be our Japanese Derby. We're not going to skip on the 2 on speed, because that's going to rank up the power quite a bit too. And we can always purchase stamina boosting skills. So let's go ahead, we'll do the 1600 meter race here. Stats are looking pretty decent. We've been getting a bunch stacked on wit this run, whereas if we had some stacked on power, our stamina would be a little bit higher, and this wouldn't be quite as nerve-wracking for an A-rank run. But we got the Japanese Derby coming up, or the Tulip Show coming up before the Japanese Derby, and that's a 2400 meter race, so we do need some training in our stamina, and we can get that there by getting Silent Suzuka up to rainbow training capabilities. So that works out great there. Now all 3 of our speed cards can give us rainbow training, and if we get lucky, they'll stack up. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do a stamina training here. I know that seems wild to pass up on the 2 on wit, but we really need stamina. Now we'll do the wit because we got 3 on there. So 1 on speed, 1 on wit. We'll do the speed training here. And then after this, we're gonna try to do a wit training. Oh, that is That is tough. I'm gonna try it. Yes. Ooh, we got lucky there. Won a 40%. So we're gonna do the tulip show. This is also a 1600 meter race. So shouldn't have any issues with this. It's the next one that's coming up. So some of your legacy characters or support cards may have offered certain skills like Swiggy Maestro or Gourmand. I don't believe that our build currently has that, so we do have to pay a little bit higher for these skills that we normally wouldn't have to. We'll take a rest here since our energy is so low. Here comes our inspiration. Fingers crossed. No gold, but that should be fine. 82. Like to see it. And this is also 1600. Shouldn't have an issue with this one. Okay, excellent. Alright, so now we're reaching the midway, around the midway point. So we are going to be really trying to lock in with these speed trainings. So we got wit, rainbow training. So basically what we're looking for is maxed out speed, an A in power, and then a B in wit. 35 in speed, not gonna pass up on that. I think we got the beach training coming up too. So this is a Japanese derby. We're going to want to get some stamina boosting race skills here. So we'll do Rosy Outlook, Straight Array Recovery, Breath of Fresh Air. I don't like paying full price for those skills, but we really do not want to end the career here, so we're going to get the best recovery skills that we have. And we are going to change this over to late 11th. That should not be. Hopefully that was just bad RNG. We'll try again. And we got first. So we got screwed over a little bit there by the horrible RNG. But Vodka powered through, ended up getting first place. Probably procced some of those skills and didn't the first time around or something like that. That's the only downside to not watching these races, is you're not 100% sure what actually happened. Alright, so now I am going to have us take a rest, as we're gonna go into the beach training here pretty quickly. I'll do a wit training there, and then we're really gonna want to max out these speeds, but we're not getting good stacks. There we go, 53. That is what we like to see. 29. 29's not great. We can get a 29 any day, so we'll do a wit there. 34, we're not going to pass up. Let's do an eating contest. I believe that is a power bonus. Do 36. And then we'll do rest. We'll do a rest right after. And then we'll train. We got another rainbow, lucky. $22. Train the 22. Getting a little worried by how low the wit is at this point. We've been doing a lot of training there, getting the energy back up, but it's still a little low. I'd like that to get up to a B by the end of this race. Or not the end of this race, the end of this career. So view results, shouldn't have any issues with any of the races. We have all of those energy boosting skills. I think I've been calling it stamina, but it is energy We don't want to run out of that. And we got the Arima Keenan coming up, so we got 3 turns. Hopefully we'll get a good stack here. Okay, so we got 46 wit. That's good. That should be getting wit pretty close to where we need it. 33 speed. And then let's see. So 33. We'll take the 33 speed. So we're almost up to A in speed. So this is looking pretty decent. This is looking like a pretty decent run so far. So we'll take this race. We should be able to win this race with the stats we currently have, especially with those skills we purchase. Oh, my bad. No, we were never going to win that race. We're not supposed to win that race. Excuse me. Oh my god. Yeah, no, we're not supposed to. That's just one we run in. We are not supposed to win that race. That's like, I think Haru gets the same one. So we're going to get more fuel here so we can take an extra turn. We'll take a wit to get a little bit of energy back since we didn't have any stackables on our speed and power. And since we don't have any good speed power training, we are going to do recreation to get that mood back up. Let's go get kebabs. Okay, skill level up. Excellent. Okay, we're going to get a little bit extra energy here because we have a few more good turns coming up. Alright, so 24 there. We're over into A in speed. Take another 28 in speed. We'll take a rest here. Energy's getting real low, so we'll take a rest and that should... Whew. Hate getting those debuffs. Absolutely hate them, but it is RNG. So you can't really do a whole lot about it. If you get one that kills your run, you might just have to try another run. And it really does just kind of come down to that. But our stats are looking pretty decent. So let's do... That should get us up to close to an A+ in speed, and we are in a B now. So let's see. We don't have any great things here to train, so let's do the infirmary. Hopefully this will cure our condition. It did, so now we're not going to be struggling with these mood downs over and over and over again, because that's the last thing we want going into our last couple of races. So we should take first here. Yes, not the Arima Keenan. We stood no chance there, but we do for the Victoria Mile. I actually don't know much about the Arima Keenan. I don't know why it's such a difficult race, especially if your stats are looking like they should be enough. Okay, so we got another mood down. I don't know what ailment we have. Yasuda Keenan should be able to pass this no problem. I believe we have 5 turns going into the quarterfinals. So that should be enough to do 1 mood fix and then some good training. 8 turns before the Tenno show. Yeah, so I don't have any conditions, so I'm not sure why that mood was going down. Must have been a storyline thing. Okay. Awaken your 6th sense. Let's see what that gives us. Energy and mood up. Fantastic. We'll train wit until we get a good stackable speed. 42 speed, that's what we're looking for. You know, these aren't necessarily fantastic, so I am going to do a rest here, because it would be beneficial to be able to do 2 speed trainings here, because that's going to get the power up to A, and then we'll get speed up to S. So then we should be able to take a rest here, do 1 more training. Wish we got those double stacked on the last one, but we got 58 here. I love to see it. So we're gonna get close to 1100 in speed. So we should be able to finish this one with no problem. Tenno show here is only gonna be the 200, was it 200 or 2000? You know what I think is 2000, yeah, 2000 meter. I think after playing this game so much, I'd have these races memorized, but not even close. So now we're going into our quarterfinals. I'll choose the top option there, get some stat bonuses. We'll do a wit. So now we're at 1100 in our speed. So our stats are looking pretty decent here. We'll do another wit. You uber powerful driver all the way. Power and skill points. Love to see that. So let's go ahead, and this time we're going to train power because our speed's pretty much where we need it. But if we can get power over into the A+, that would be fantastic. $35 on wit, that's going to be hard to pass up, and we'll have one more training with some extra energy from that wit training going into the finals. Let's go ahead, we'll train power one more time, so now we got an A+ in power. Now, we're getting close to the end here, and I would like to make sure we win. So I'm going to get Professor of Curvature. That's just an all-around great skill. We pretty much get it on every single A rank run that we do here. And I do think we'll be able to get the A rank here, no problem. Take first place in the quarterfinal, and we'll have 2 more trainings before the end of career here. Going into the semifinals, we have the ability to train 29 in our speed. Why not? So we did get some pretty good stacks there at the end. Just so you know, some of these runs you will get, everybody is packed up on guts and stamina and wit, and you know, you'll have the exact same build as I do, and for some reason, you'll end up with a C+. You know, you won't get to that A, and it really will just, at the end of the day, come down to that speed lacking. And it is chance, you know, you can up those special priorities in order to get the likelihood of them landing on their preferred skill more often up higher, but it's not a guaranteed thing. So first place, we are now URA champions. Or URA champions. And we did get the director's friendship level all the way up to max, so we got the bonus 15 skill points there. Or, yeah, 15 in each skill. And then when it comes to purchasing, we're going to look at our stats. Mile, medium, and late are our A rank aptitudes, so we are going to want to get mile, medium, and late skills with our remaining points. Mile, medium, and late. So we have a mile. It's not discounted. We have a late. It's not discounted. But it looks like that's it. So now we can focus on some heavily discounted skills. So focus is a good one because that was 40% off. And closer 30% off. Let's get rid of the end closer one. 148. See how close we can get to that. I think I have any skills that are going to be under 50. So let's... 148, huh? Looks like that's going to be the best option we have here. Excuse me. So we got those skills, and now we can look at our overall stats. We maxed out speed. We got an A in power and an A in wit, E+ stamina, F+ guts. And then for skills, we got the acceleration level 5, focus, rosy outlook, slick surge, masterful gambit, updrafters, professor of curvature, and breath of fresh air. Now this should get us over to that A rank. There we are. We got 11,301. In fact, we were pretty well on our way to the A+ there. So that was the guide for Vodka. If you've watched any of the other guides, you probably noticed that she was a little bit more of a difficult one to train there because you do have to get that stamina up just a little bit for those 2 lousy races, and it sucks, but there's really not a whole lot you can do about it besides hope that your support cards will land on the right skill. So, you know, I think I got my first Vodka A on my alt account after 3 attempts, so you could do it with the base level Vodka. You don't have to rank up her stars or her, you know, potential level at all in order to do this. It definitely helps, gives you a little bit of a higher chance at getting the skills where you want them to be, but a base level and even some lower level support cards can get you over to it. You know, I clearly have been playing quite a bit, so my support cards are up to a pretty high level and I've got some good sparks. But anyways, that is the video for Vodka. I believe next we are going to be doing a Symboli Rudolph tutorial, so if you have any questions or comments, or you have a UMA that you would like to request next, please feel free to leave it in the comments, and have a great day. 2-wit, Jesus Christ.